and you're an oil company, it makes sense that you would try and stay in business by moving into alternative energy. That just simply is not the case for any industry or any company. And the reason why they want us to think that they are green companies isn't actually so that we'll keep purchasing their gasoline. The real reason is so that we will think of them in warm and fuzzy ways and not think of them as companies that need desperately to have a heavy hand of regulation. They want to keep us from pressuring our elected officials, from saying we won't vote for you, we won't support you, we won't do the things you need to do to stay in office unless you take a heavy-handed regulatory approach to this industry. If we think of them in warm, fuzzy ways and that they're about solar and wind, then we're less likely, and all the issues that we're all so concerned about all the time, to focus in on this industry and say it must be regulated. It is not to be trusted. And hopefully the positive side of this horrific tragedy will be that the public will see that this is simply an industry not to be trusted. It must instead be regulated.
Finally, Tyson Slocum, the issue of President Obama's policy that President Bush did not succeed in doing, opening the coast to offshore drilling, the announcement coming just before this explosion in the Gulf Coast, and what this means.
Well, Public Citizen, along with a lot of other groups, were sharply critical last month when President Obama announced that he was going to lift the moratorium and open up new areas on the eastern United States and in the eastern Gulf of Mexico to new drilling. That was a ban that was put in place by a Republican president, Ronald Reagan, and we warned that this would have environmental consequences. And I think one result of this tragedy in the Gulf is that plans to open up new drilling on the east coast of the United States is dead on arrival. There is no way that Republicans or Democrats in pristine coastal areas like the Carolinas are going to support offshore drilling when they see the devastation that's going to be occurring and already is occurring on the Gulf. And it really underscores the fallacy that we can drill, baby, drill our way to energy independence or drill, baby, drill our way off of foreign oil. The fact is that this shows that domestic oil production poses significant economic harm, significant problems with the ecosystem and workplace safety, that if we really want to become energy independent and sustainable, we've got to get off fossil fuels, period. We just had that mining accident with Massey Energy in West Virginia, and that's one of a series of deaths that's occurred. Our continued dependence on coal and oil presents too many harms to workers, too many harms to the climate and to our local ecosystems, and this should be a wake-up call that our dependence on these fossil fuels is just more harm than good, and we've got to make that transition to cleaner, renewable, sustainable energy.
Tyson Slocum, I want to thank you for being with us, Director of Public Citizen's Energy Program. Also, Antonia Juhasz, thank you as well, author of The Tyranny of Oil, the world's most powerful industry, and what we must do to stop it. She's Director of the Chevron Program at Global Exchange. And thank you very much to Attorney Bickford, joining us from New Orleans, who has brought suit on behalf of Shane Rashdo, who died in the explosion.